Guys, today I want to present to you five simple tactics you can employ in order to increase your chances of getting hired in the field of AI and data analytics. Yes, five key simple tactics. Now, before we move ahead, I want to be clear about this. If you are to watch this video to the end and make good use of the video, I want you to have a mentality shift. You need to stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an entrepreneur. Have an entrepreneurial mindset. So, these are the five key tactics or things I want you to do that will increase your chances of getting hired. The first thing is how to choose the right companies. The next, how to prepare a sales letter. The third one is to build a technical CV. The fourth, you need to professionalize yourself. So that means self branding. And finally, you proactively search for potential employers. You don't wait for jobs to be posted on career websites. You go behind employers and search for opportunities. Without any further ado, I'm going to provide you resources that you can use to implement these five tactics to increase your chances of getting hired in the field of AI and data analytics. The first resource I want you to leverage is found on Graffiland's website under the free resources section. So the first question is you need to learn how to define your ideal company. I'm not an enthusiast of someone that says, because I do know how to program in Python or in Arrow or I know how to use Power BI, I can implement my skills in any company. I'm not an enthusiast of that. I don't think that's a good strategy. Yes, it doesn't mean it cannot work, but I prefer you define an ideal company. And how can you define an ideal company? There are four key questions you need to answer in order to define your ideal company. The first thing is the company industry. I do believe that you have a background that can help you choose your company industry. For example, let's say you earn a degree in biology or in chemistry, then you are an ideal candidate for health companies or companies found in the health industry. Let's say you earn a degree in finance or in management, then you are an ideal candidate to work in the banking industry, right? So it is very, very important that you define your industry. Do not say because you know how to program in Python or in Arrow or in Power BI or whatsoever, and you have a degree in biochemistry or you have a health background and you want to go compete with others for the same job in the finance industry. Except you are the only one that knows how to program in Python, then the employer will have no choice than to employ you. But what if there are other candidates in the same job pool that already have a finance background? You ask yourself, do you stand a chance to compete with them? I guess not. Next is your company size. Some of you will excel in small companies, some of you will excel in large companies. You need to choose your company size. Okay. The next is company working style. Some of you will excel probably working remote or maybe working on site or a hybrid situation. Learn how to choose the companies that suit your company working style. Company culture. Company culture plays a critical role when choosing your company too. You need to understand the diversity of the company. What if you prefer a company that is mixed gender, where they are both male and female in the team, but you meet a company that has only male? What do you prefer to work in a company that has a mix of people from different cultural backgrounds? Let's say Americans, Belgians, Cameroonians, from different backgrounds. You need that international space. But you meet a company that only has some people from a specific country or a specific cultural background. You might not, that probably is not your thing. So you really want to decide on the company culture. So these are the four key things you need to answer when choosing your company. There are other sub questions you can employ, but I think these are the four key things you need to answer when addressing what type of companies do you want to work for. The next thing I would like you to address is um, creating a sales letter. The reason why I say you need to choose your company is because the next resource I want you to leverage actually needs you to have chosen a industry. Why is it important? First of all, before I go ahead, I will explain what is a sales letter. A sales letter is just a document that you can use in order to pitch your idea to a potential employer. And pitching your idea simply means you have identified a business problem in a particular niche or in a particular company, and for some reason you have researched and you have found solution, or you think you have a potential solution in order to address that problem. So instead of waiting for those companies to put out a job description or a job post that they need someone, you can already proactively approach them with a sales letter. So so that is what the sales letter is all about, is just to help you pitch an idea to a company, right? So what are the things you need to know about a sales letter? A sales letter must answer these key questions, like who you are, what is the problem you have identified and you aim to solve for an employer, how are you going to use your skills or the solutions you have found in order to address the problem, showcase some success stories already, how you have actually done that for other clients, or maybe you have already applied your skills or the solution in a project or something. You need to tell the employer the action they need to take. How should they contact you, how should they reach out to you, how can they work with you, and lastly you close the whole sales letter with a very good impression, right? So same thing on the on Graffila's website under the resource free resources section, you you can get access to this free resource on how to create a sales letter. I've taken the time to describe everything, and also I've given you a sample of how you should create a sales letter. And lastly, when you have a sales letter like this, you can convert it into a video. Some employers don't have the time to be reading, but they can actually watch a video that will last for 5 minutes. So after you've created a hard copy of your sales letter, I'll highly recommend you also create a video out of it. So again, on this resource, you can actually get a copy of the template of the sales letter template, which you can complete to make your own sales letter. And you can see samples such as I did two video sales letters already. You can actually watch me do it live, or you watch me um, or simply you can watch my own examples of a sales letter. So this is for free. You can access it for free on my website on Graphiline. The next thing I would like to talk about is you having a technical CV. In the field of AI and data analytics, there is a chance that you have actually learned how to program in one of your favorite languages, or you have mastered it too. And maybe on your CV, you've written that you know how to program in Arrow or in Python, or you know how to use Power BI, or you're good at machine learning, you're good at data engineering. That is not sufficient, right? Because everyone writes those things on their CV. Put yourself in the shoes of an employer. How can you assess that someone can actually write the Python code? So that is why I highly recommend that you have a technical CV. For a technical CV, I recommend having a GitHub profile. So you can go to GitHub and create a free profile. Now, I think mine is quite advanced, but it's also quite out of date because I haven't updated this for quite some time. Reason being that technicalities is no longer my cup of tea. Now, so you clearly see that on my GitHub profile, I have my profile. You see description, like it's just like a CV. But what I really want to emphasize here is um, this section called the hard skills, technologies, and personal projects. So you see, if I'm addressing an employer, telling the employer that I can help them solve a problem that has to do with big data, or something about machine learning, or something about data visualization, time series, or software development, then when they come to my GitHub profile, they can actually see some projects, some personal projects I have done in order to implement those skills, right? Let's say, for example, I have pitched my idea to a company about helping them solving a specific problem using data visualization. Then, and I reference them to my GitHub profile for technical proof. For example, they can come to to this data visualization subsection and click on violence in Nigeria. So this is a project I did, um, I think 2 to 3 years ago, about violence in Nigeria. It's just an open data set. So I took the initiative, I did the project, and you can clearly see I took my time in order to really describe the project, give them a background. I defined my research question. I did a data description. Normally, if I'm doing visualization, this is something I always do. I start by doing a handwritten design that I can present to the employer to say, okay, this is what I think I can do. Then we can iterate before I actually implement. So this is me now implementing the exploratory analysis using Python. So clearly they can actually confirm that I can write Python code or I can do data visualization using Python. This is still not sufficient. They can go into my codes. So you see, if I click here, someone that is really technical, if the employer is technical, they can actually go into my codes and see that I can actually write Python code. So you see, I did this project using Python. So this is very, very important. If you are in the field of AI and data analytics and you write Python code and you have written somewhere on your CV that you do know how to program or you know how to use a specific tool, then I suggest you really have a technical CV. This is going to give you an edge over the other candidates because on your CV there is no way they can assess that you don't know how to write in Python. The best thing you can only do is to write that yes, I can do Python, but there's no way based on your CV that they can actually assess those things. So this is very, very important. Create a technical CV. I'm also going to share with you guys my GitHub profile where you can go and see how I structured my GitHub profile. You probably don't need to go into these details, but what is important or what I really want you to have is this section of your personal projects or where they can access your technical skills. The next thing I would like to talk about is your professional profile, right? And I usually use LinkedIn. Maybe you're using another tool, but I think LinkedIn is one of the most powerful platforms when it comes to professional career. So if you're not on LinkedIn, I highly recommend you're on LinkedIn and not just having a profile, but you need to have a profile that stands out. So what are the things you need to have on your GitHub profile? Most of you don't even have a profile picture. That is something you should have. You must have a profile picture. The reason why someone might want to research about you is just to have like to know like have a visual representation of you. They need to understand, they need to see you somehow. So must have a profile picture and also have a background. So yeah, you clearly see I stated this is my name. It's not necessary because they can clearly see my name, but I also just highlight the kind of things I do. So having a background, it's a background picture is also good. But what I really want to emphasize here is when someone clicks on your profile, this is the view you're going to, if for example, you check me out on LinkedIn, this is what you're going to see, right? I don't tell you, I want to teach you Python, I want to teach you Arrow. I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you want to learn a job in the field of AI and data analytics. Your problem is getting a job. So I state clearly what I can do, right? So you see, I specialize in helping non-tech degree holders learn AI and data analytics job. That is what you want. So stop telling an employer or you write on your profile that you're a data scientist, you're a data engineer. You might be approached by an employer that knows nothing about data engineering or data science or whatsoever. They just have a problem and they want to solve a problem. They have probably heard that they can use AI or data analytics. So tell them how you can help them. It is very, very important you write in simple English what you are capable of doing. I also do other things as well. I help AI and data analytics business leaders to build customer relationship strategy, and I'm also an entrepreneur. All right. So this section is very, very important. Another very important section is your future section. So when someone clicks on your profile, immediately after your name and what you do, they will see this feature section. So these are the things you're proud of showcasing. So it could either be a post that you did and it had more likes, or maybe it's something that it's a problem that you solved, or a project that you did, or something that you are proud of or showcasing to someone whenever they visit your profile. So you must have something on your future section, right? It could be a project externally, it could be something on LinkedIn. Activities, this one, you just have to be actively present on LinkedIn, right? Not only going every day to just look at things or maybe just go straight to the job section, but try to be active by liking, commenting, and providing content as well. Then, importantly, your about section. Your about section is an opportunity for you to elaborate more about you. That is why when you attend an interview, they usually tell you, please tell me more about you, right? So this is an opportunity to already give hints to an employer who you are. So tell them this is a time for you to elaborate, tell them what you stand for, why you can excel. You must not follow my own format, but I'm just saying that it's an opportunity to already tell someone who you are and what you stand for. So that is also important that you update your you update your about section. Then top skills as well. You need to put some of your top skills, because when someone searches on LinkedIn about people with this kind of skills, the algorithms somehow comes already and search for people with such skills. And the more you contribute on LinkedIn, the more the algorithm is going to identify you. It's just like machine learning, right? The more data you provide, the more accurate the machine learning model becomes. And you need to understand that behind these platforms, there are algorithms like that. So the more data you provide about yourself, there's a chance that it's going to bring up your profile when someone searches for someone with Python skills or something. Then I don't need to really overemphasize on this. You need to also have your experience section top notch. So this is an opportunity for you to also provide more detail. On your CV, you're limited. You cannot put everything on your CV. It's an opportunity to really elaborate the things you're doing. You have been doing for a company, right? Take the time to really, really explain. It should be updated. And I also want to emphasize on you requesting for people to give you recommendations. Recommendations, you might be taking it lightly, but it's quite good, right? If you have worked with someone on the project, or maybe you from your employer or something, you can request them to give you a recommendation, just to write something. Don't only wait for an employer to request for a recommendation. If they already see recommendations on your LinkedIn profile, they'll probably not even ask for a recommendation. So those are things you probably want on your LinkedIn profile. So that was that about your LinkedIn profile. Make sure you get your LinkedIn profile up to date. It should be professional. It should be nice looking. It should stand. It should showcase that you know what you're actually out for. The last thing I want to talk about is how to proactively search for companies. You don't only have to wait for a company to post a job before you reach out to them. So this is an example of what I'm doing. So the fact that I already know the type of companies I want to work with, remember I said one of the service I also offer is helping business leaders in the field of AI and data analytics to get more clients, to how to acquire, to keep, and to grow their clients. So, and I really want to work with small and medium-sized enterprises, companies that they don't have the budget in order to hire a dedicated marketing and sales team to do the tasks for them. That is why I specify I have my ideal people I want to work with. So what I do is I go on LinkedIn, or I just search on maybe on Google AI and data analytics companies in Europe, for example. So when I go, I see the companies. I'm able to see, like on LinkedIn, I'm able to see the company size. So from 1 to 10 employees, or from 1 to 15 employees, and sometimes even LinkedIn even gives you their budget. So that is something that's my criteria. I want to work with small and medium-sized enterprises. So you see, I took the time to search, and I got companies that I think they are my potential clients. I went to their website, I got all the email addresses, and I emailed them. I don't wait for them to say they will need someone that can help them to acquire more clients. I just go online, and based on my experience, based on an assumption or an assumption, I feel like these guys will have issues in getting customer, because they don't have a dedicated marketing and sales team. So I write an email. You can clearly see this an email I wrote out. I wrote an email, and I'm sending them. I'm sending the email to each and every one of these companies, and if they're interested, they will reach out to me. So when I send an email, I also send them my sales video letter. I don't send them a CV. I send them a letter that actually stipulates the problem I want to solve for them, and what is the potential solution I have. And most of the time, what they will do is, when they receive my sales video letter with references, they will go check my references. Some of the references I do have is, I do have a white paper that I've written. I do have my website, which I show as I'm also an entrepreneur and I'm helping companies to get more clients. I do have my LinkedIn profile. So they'll go check me out. And if they are willing to work with me, then they'll reach out to me. And when they reach out to me, yes, we decide the terms. I'm a business partner. I don't come to you as an employee. I'm not an employee. I come to you as a business partner. So I have the opportunity to decide how much they are going to pay me for the problem that I have to resolve for them. They want a specific result. I charge them for a result. I don't charge them in terms of hourly rate. So that is my approach. You see, I do my assignment, I do the research, I go out and search for the companies, I email them. I don't wait for them to say they have a problem. No one is ever going to tell you they have a problem. It's only when you reach out to people and you do some research and you try to do some a little bit of investigation before someone will actually tell you that they do have a problem, then you can now present your tentative solution. So that is how you proactively go out and you search for opportunities. So there you have it. Those are the five tactics I would like you to implement in order to increase your chances of getting hired. I'm going to provide you with all the free resources you need in order to implement these tactics. So if you're good enough, if you have the time and you think you can do it alone, then I really suggest that you leverage the resources I'm going to provide. But I do understand that it can be quite challenging and some of you will need help. That's why I'm proposing that you can work with me. This is an alternative. If you don't want to work alone, you can work with me. And I can really help you to implement the tactics efficiently and faster to achieve better results. This is something I do every day. I already know what to do. I closely work with other students, so I've seen it all. And I can really help you to implement these tactics efficiently and very fast in order to achieve better results. But obviously, it's going to take something, right? You will need to invest. And there are two things that is required of you. You need to invest some money and need to invest time. Both must go together. It's not about just investing money. If you have the money and you don't have the time to do it, then it cannot work. If you have the time and you don't have the money, then I suggest you go and do it so individually, right? You do it on your own because you do have the time. But if you have both resources, then you can work with me. Okay, this is the package value. So if you are to work with me, I can help you define your ideal company avatar. So that means I will help you choose the right companies that is a perfect match for your current, let's say, based on your background, based on your experience. And I'll also help you to approach those potential clients. So help you with how to draft an email and all those things to help you approach the companies. That service stands at a value of 495 euros. Yes, you heard me right. It stands at 495 euros. The next service I'm going to help you with is sales letter. So I'm going to help you draft your sales letter, make sure you're able to pitch yourself and your services. Then when we have the sales letter, you will come up with a video format of that sales letter. I'm going to help you with all of that. And it currently stands at a value of 495 euros. The next is your technical CV. You saw me having a technical CV, so I'm going to help you build a GitHub page. There's some technicalities you need to understand when having a GitHub page or how to use GitHub effectively. So I'm going to give you some resources or help you to know how to leverage GitHub to develop your technical CV. And with that, we are going to showcase some of your portfolio or services or your personal projects you have done. For me to offer that service to you, it stands at the value of 995 euros. And lastly, you saw my LinkedIn profile, right? It's top notch. I keep improving every day. This is something I've been doing for quite a long time now. And LinkedIn is not a place just for you to go search for a job. It's a place for you to create opportunities to network, to do other things as well. So I can help you create a professional looking profile. Then not only going to comment and like, you should probably also create content. You need to, if you want to become an entrepreneur, to show that you're a leader in your niche, you're an expert, you need to start creating content. So I'm going to help you with that. And it stands at the value of 995 euros. So the total value of the package that I want to offer you stands at 2,980 euros. Yes, the total value, you heard me right, stands at 2,980 euros. I need to ask you this. If I tell you that if you invest 2,980 euros, which is a one time investment, and you can guarantee a job that will earn 45,000 at least a year, is that worth an investment? I really hope the answer is a yes. Now, I'm not going to give you at that price, okay? I'm not going to give you at the 2,980 euros. I'm going to give you at this price. So for the company avatar is 99 euros. To help you draft your sales letter is 99 euros as well. To help you with your technical CV, 199 euros. And to help you build a professional brand on LinkedIn, it also stands at 199 euros. So in total, to get this package and to work with me, it stands at a total of 596 euros. So this is the total, this is the actual amount, if you are to work with me, this is the amount you're supposed to pay, 596 euros. But there's one more thing. The fact that I know a lot of you really want to land a job as soon as possible, and I really, really understand the challenge most of you are facing. And I understand that it's not easy right now. And also, maybe you have tried other services. Maybe it's the first time you want to work with me. I'm making another very special offer for early adopters. So, if you're willing to accept this and to work with me as an early adopter before the crowd runs in, then instead of paying 596 euros, I'm going to give you at 299 euros. Yes, I'm going to give you at 299 euros. This is only for early adopters. So this is a special offer I'm giving to those that really want to work with me right now. But unfortunately, yesterday when I pitched this idea, my intention was not to go live, to make it public. I had a group of students that I wanted to work with, and yesterday, before attending that private session with them, my capacity was three. I needed to work only with three candidates. And when I presented to them, they all booked the three spots. So yesterday, the three spots I had open were fully booked. This morning, one of the candidates that didn't attend the meeting yesterday, he reached out to me and asked, can she have a spot? And I told her already the spots are already fully booked. I had just three spots open, they are fully booked. So I just thought it wise to open two more additional spots. So there are two additional spots. I'm increasing my capacity to five. Three is already taken. I need two more students to work with. So for the early adopters, there are two additional spots available, and the offer ends on Sunday, March 17, 2024 at midnight. There is no guarantee that even by Sunday you have the spot available. As I'm speaking, I believe that when someone watches this, they will probably want to secure the spot. So as soon as you watch this video, make sure you secure your spot if you are interested. There is no time. When I reach the capacity of five, I close because I cannot work with more than five students. So if you are interested in working with me in order to implement this package, make sure you scan the QR code now. I'm also going to provide the link for you to subscribe to secure your spot. Make sure to secure your spot as soon as you watch this video. If you're interested, don't wait for Sunday because you might not have the opportunity again. So in the link that I'm going to provide, you just fill in your basic information and you choose the job placement package. Choose the job placement package. And when I reach my capacity of five, I close. No more additional students. So thank you for watching. You know what to do and you know the actions to take. Nice day.